Hey there, Internet. As has been discussed ad nauseum, I am not back at college this fall because I graduated and I'm done and I'm sad, but I'm happy and all of those things I talked about last week. However, many of you are currently back at college, and some of you perhaps even for the first time. Some of you perhaps even moving in for the first time to Cedarville, which is the college I went to. So, because I went there for 4 years and learned lots of nifty things, I thought that I, a self-designated expert on all things college and life and Cedarville specifically, would provide for you 10 nifty-difty snazzy-razzy tips/hints/secrets/how to not die while at college. Trademark. The legal department of Small Bar 2012 Industries is working on the name. Number 1, you will quickly learn that longboarders are distinctly annoying as they weave in and out of pedestrians on the sidewalks. However, far worse is the fact that bicycles are basically potentially deadly. Those things are like the ninja assassins of the sidewalks because you will never hear them coming up behind you. Number 2, you will get sprayed by the fountain. No matter where on the campus you are, you could be on the other side of the lake from the fountain and the wind will still blow it straight across into your face. Honestly, you could probably be like actually inside the chapel, and if it was windy enough outside, the fountain could just be like, surprise, face full at Cedar Lake. Speaking of Cedar Lake, that leads me to number 3. If you don't know what something on the campus is called, just pick a noun and put the word cedar in front of it, and bam, you have a term for it. Hence the fact that you have Cedar Lake, Cedar Spray, Cedar Shark, Cedar Cliff, etc. And if cedar doesn't work, you can always use the word Chuck's instead, especially when you're inside the dining hall. This is why we have Chuck's Cups, Chuck's Smell, and Chuck's Muffins. Speaking of Chuck's Muffins, number 4, learn to get creative with waffle batter in the dining hall. You will quickly get bored with the same rotating weekly cycle of options that they provide for you in the dining hall. Therefore, you must learn to create with your mind and the grill surface all kinds of wonderful concoctions. The secret here is that waffle batter is essentially a blank canvas upon which you can paint whatever artistic and delicious creations your heart and your mind and your tongue may desire. There are the aforementioned Chuck's Muffins, I once made Chuck's Cookies, and even on one somewhat successful occasion made like an apple crumble with apples and the waffle stuff on top. It was good. Speaking of apples though, number 5, I'm sorry to tell you that if you want to eat fruit on a regular basis, you're gonna have to get used to unripe bananas and green apples, or potentially completely overripe bananas. There's not really a middle ground on those two. But to be fair, that's kind of just the way it is when you have to feed 4,000 people every day. Number 6, you may have heard tell of something called open dorms, wherein, gasp, the boys are actually allowed to go in the girls' dorms and vice versa. You might be very excited about this prospect. I'm here to crush all of your dreams and tell you that it is pointless, awkward, and you will very quickly learn that you should just try and hang out with people not in the dorms, because everyone turns open dorms into such an event that they get all prepared for it, and then they're just like awkwardly watching a movie on a couch and they're like, what do I do because there's a girl in my room, and yeah, just don't worry about it. Number 7, a subject matter that I feel very strongly about is the various coffee shops in Cedarville, and I can tell you that in order from best to worst, they are Beans and Cream, Renova, and Stony Creek Roasters. And no, I will not call it telemetry coffee. Honestly, you don't even have to worry about that whole name change thing because there's never a time you'll need to use it, because on campus you can go to Renova and off campus you can go to Beans and Cream and you will be a happier individual. All of you freshmen and transfers over there at Cedarville know well what Cedarville likes to call getting started groups, also known as those friends they force you to hang out with before you actually have a chance to make any other friends. Well, I hope that you didn't form any of those friendships too closely or expect them to last, because outside of a few awkward dinners over the next couple weeks, you're probably never going to speak to those people again. I can, however, for number 9, tell you that you absolutely positively should talk to the people in your bro cis. Also hang out with them. It took me a long time to learn this lesson, but when I finally did, I met my fiance. So really, I should have learned this lesson a lot earlier, I think, is the lesson I've learned about learning that lesson. I can't guarantee that you will find the love of your life, but I did, and so I am very thankful for that. And finally, number 10, you will learn that Cedarville has its flaws. They will do things you disagree with. They may seem like they're limiting you or your limitless potential as a human being or whatever you want to spout as a college student who thinks he or she knows everything about life. First of all, you don't. Neither do I. I'm sounding very hoity-toity, and I don't mean to. I'm just saying that Cedarville has some things that can genuinely actually teach you, and more importantly, it is a really great place to spend 4 years of your life. Don't get so caught up in the fads of complaining about this thing or that thing, and just enjoy the time that you have to spend there, and the people that you have to spend the time there with. Because in 4 years, when you're leaving and you're in my shoes that I am in right now, you very well might be sad that it's gone. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. So there you go, 10 super duper helpful helpful kinds of hints sorts of things. And if you're not new to Cedarville, maybe you at least found this entertaining, if nothing else. So if you want to continue to be entertained every Friday, click that subscribe button because a new video will show up magically on your YouTubes. And then I will see you next week, except technically more accurately, you will see me. It doesn't really matter. Deuces.